don't even know what the hell happens. What is up with all this technology shit? Why can't you just go on like the old days, you know? I don't know. I can't figure it out. I was just going along so good and boom, poof. Anyway, I don't know. My phone gets hot. So, I don't even know where the hell I was. Oh, I remember. That's how I got involved in politics. Kind of boring, but. So, what happened was, Donald Trump was in Trump Tower, and he was, coming down the escalator, and, with Melania, and, he announced that he was going to run for president, and I was literally, like, crying, screaming, and I was like, wow, I want to get involved in politics. Here I'm doing a Nancy. She does all this stuff. That's so Nancy. Oh my god, I'm dirty. Holy shit, when you're on this thing, you lose track of time. So, don't even ask me what happened. Hell, I don't even know. If I had to explain it, I couldn't even tell you. I kept saying this video can't be saved. Some crap came off. I don't even know. So anyway, I was talking about how I first got involved in politics. And so Donald Trump came down the escalator. And Brent and I were watching it. And when he announced that he was going to run for president of the United States, I mean, I was jumping up and down, I was screaming, I was crying, and I'm like, that, oh, thanks, I don't know what I'm doing, I guess I'll learn as I go. I was so excited. I said, oh my God, Donald Trump's going to run for president of the United States. I was like, I'm going to get involved. And Brent's like, my boyfriend, he's like, you don't know anything about politics. I'm like, so? I'll figure it out. I'll learn. I'm a fast learner. So, I was like, well, who would you choose for president? And as the time went, Brent really surprised me. He liked Marco Rubio, and I was like, oh my, really? He's a damn rhino. And Brent was like, what the hell do you know about rhinos? He said, I really know a lot about politics, but you know what? I was right. Marco Rubio is a rhino. So I said, man, I want to get involved with the Trump campaign. So I kept filling out this online form, and they said, okay, well, someone will get back to you from the Trump campaign. So they had a first meeting in Fort Lauderdale. And so I went to it, and the instructions were, you're supposed to bring a laptop. Well, there were probably, I don't even know how many people were there. 50, 60, 70 people. Myself and a handful of people brought a laptop. So nobody knows how to follow directions. So it was funny because I remember the chairperson for the Trump campaign, super nice lady. You know, she was talking about, you know, just how the campaign works, and we were going to be learning how to knock on doors and do phone banking and all that. I'm like, I don't know, I'm really not interested in doing phone banking. Like, I don't want to sit there. I'm a talker. Shit, I could talk your ear off. But I really didn't want to get on the phone and make political phone calls. And will you vote for Donald Trump? What's the likelihood you're going to vote for Donald Trump? Who are you going to vote for vice president? And et cetera. I don't want to do all that crap. So I don't want to really do door knocking because you don't know if some psycho is going to be at the door and meet you with an axe or a machete. So I wanted to get involved with the Trump campaign really bad, and I said I've got to help Donald Trump in any way that I can. And I wasn't working at that time, so they were focused on certain areas in Fort Lauderdale, like rich areas. And I'm like, well, what about Hollywood? She's like, well, what about Hollywood? I'm like, well, Hollywood, it's like, damn, I lost all these people. There's one person on. What the hell happened? Because a lot of people aren't into politics. But anyway, I raised my hand and I said, well, I have a question. You guys are talking about all these cities. I said, well, what about Hollywood? Where I live. And she's like, what about Hollywood? And she said, it's a lot of blue down there. I said, but you know what? There's a lot of us down here still. There's a lot of conservatives and Republicans. And, we want to help Donald Trump. And so I said, okay. And then that's how I got involved. And I learned how to do everything. You name it, I learned how to do meetings, phone banking, door knocking, Excel spreadsheets, which I was not my favorite thing to do. Just learn how to organize and do sign waving and just all these things going, with the campaign and rallies, and it was a lot of fun. And I'll tell you, I was doing that. I did that for 16 months of my life, 7 days a week. And it was pretty crazy stuff. My car looked like I literally lived in it. At any given time, I had 100 Trump signs in my car at any given time. You name it, I had Trump bumper stickers, I had buttons, I had pins, I had Trump signs, yard signs, and I'll tell you, I got really heavily involved in it, and I was there in 16, and I literally was at Hollywood City Hall. This was for the primary. 14 days, they have early voting. And some of the representatives came out from they started the early voting on Saturday, Sunday. So of course there's no employees there, or they don't have code enforcement on Saturday and Sunday. Come Monday morning, I had one lady that worked in the courthouse, not the city hall, and she comes out and she's like, I had a big Trump banner. One of my friends used to be on the Trump team in Virginia. And he said, here, I'm going to let you borrow this Trump banner. It was like $1,000. And he's like, now, you mess my Trump banner up, you're going to have to pay me $1,000. I'm like, really? For this banner? He had it custom made. So I'm like, oh, shit. Better guard this thing with my life. And what happened at that time, I had broke my foot. I fell at my sister's house in Pennsylvania. And broke my ankle and my heel, so I had a walker because I had surgery on my foot. And I had this big ass, I had a Nissan Murano. Not a huge SUV, but decent. So I had this banner, like literally, I had this big ass banner that went from the back of my car all the way to like the front of my windshield. And hello. And I said, even my son, he was like, you know what? Oh, that is a good idea, Mom. You're going to get in a lot of trouble. I'm like, but why? We're campaigning now. How am I going to get in trouble? Because these people are blue. They don't like Donald Trump. I'm like, well, we're going to see what happens. So, I said, we'll see what happens. I had that damn banner on my car with rope. And this one official comes out from the Hollywood City Hall and says, ma'am, you have to remove that banner. And she and my foot was in like a hard cast, or soft cast. And I had a walker because I had surgery. And she says, you have to remove that banner. I'm like, why? And she goes, because I told you to. And I'm like, well, what is your name and what is your position? She had a badge on, but she had the badge turned around and she wouldn't tell me her name or, who she represented. Hell, I didn't know who she was. And she just said, well, you have to remove it. Okay. Listen, I always said my parents didn't raise the instigator, but I'm not a coward. But if I'm breaking the law, let me know when I'm doing wrong, and I'll see what I can do. So, sorry about that. I don't know what happened. I think my phone even overheated or some shit. Streaming. I don't even know what the hell I'm doing, dude. I don't know. This, the nice lady, Thurston, told me how to go to this prison thing. Guess what? I figured it out myself. Do you believe this shit? And, I know my son called me. I was like, I can't believe you figured it out. I'm like, I know. And what happened to my eyes? How the hell do I get those things back again? Oh, shit, there they are. Oh, my God, I don't believe it. I'm amazing myself in one night. Holy crap. So, this official comes out from Hollywood City Hall. And guess what? She says, hey, what's up? Virgo. I'm a Virgo. We're crazy-ass people. And she says, you have to remove your Trump banner. I'm like, well, but why? What am I doing wrong? She goes, you just have to remove it because I told you to. I'm like, okay. So, she comes out the next day, Tuesday morning. She says, are my eyes, are they like vibrating or something? Are they supposed to or what? She comes out the next day and she says, oh, I told you yesterday you needed to remove that banner. Now, you need to remove it again today. And she was like standing like, probably 8 inches, 10 inches right in front of me. And I'm like, what in the hell's going on? Why are you trying to intimidate me? And so she says, I told you yesterday you need to remove that banner. I said, well, respectfully, I asked you yesterday, what am I in violation of? Why did I have to remove my banner? Everybody else has yard signs here. They're all for mayor, commissioners, and so forth. So why do I have to remove mine? Hillary Clinton's people had her damn signs all over the place. Bernie's signs were all over the place. Shit. And I'm the only damn Republican there, and they want me to remove my signs. So, listen. I'm no hard ass. I'm not a nasty person. I follow the law. I'm a law-abiding citizen. As I said, my parents were very strict Catholics. But I'll tell you, I did not grow up with we had a lot of rules, but I didn't grow up in an aggressive behavior. And so yeah, I'm gonna take a look at that. I'll have to figure out how to do that Thurston. So anyway, I'm like, well, why the hell do I have to remove my Trump banner? What am I doing wrong? I'm out here campaigning. So she comes out again on Wednesday. So she goes and she stands in front of me again with her hands on her hips, and she says, I told you last 2 days you need to remove that Trump banner. And I'm like, but why am I out here campaigning? What am I doing wrong? Why? Because I'm representing a Republican? Of course. And they had Bernie signs everywhere close to the polling site. They had them all on Hollywood City Hall property. They were leaving them there. They had a different rule every day. I swear to God, it was just insanity. Like one day, oh, you're allowed to have 2 signs, but you can't have the sign touching the ground. Then the next day, oh, you can have 3 signs, but you got to hold the sign. And I'm like, well, which one is it? Which one is it? Am I allowed to have 2 signs, 3 signs, in the ground, not in the ground? Lord, make your mind up which rule it is, which day. But you know what I did? I surrounded myself with American flags. I bought them myself. They were decent size, probably like, I don't know, probably 12 inches by 12 inches, maybe 15 inches by 15 inches, something like that. And I used to have like 15, 20 flags around me because I thought that my silly little head that they protected me. So, she comes out, this official, hello, this official from Hollywood City Hall. They're all corrupt there. They're all Democrats. The mayor is too. And so she comes out, and little did she know, I had an ace. Little did she know, little old Linda knew somebody in the Trump campaign. And he was Trump's lawyer. He's a friend of mine. But I wasn't going to pull that out until I really, really, really needed it. So she comes out on Thursday. Guess what? This biatch, excuse me, she comes out for the 4th day in a row harassing me. Wait a minute. Are you out there harassing anybody else running for communist Hollywood City mayor, communist Hollywood City commissioners? Ginsburg passing, listen, you know, he's unpredictable. Shit, he's my son. What are you talking about? Come on. Listen. These people had Bernie signs everywhere. They had Hillary signs. They would let them leave them out at night. They would let them leave them unattended. But me, oh no, I couldn't have my Trump sign. Even though I'm there from 7 in the morning. No, actually, I used to get there at like 5:30 in the morning, and I used to leave at 7 at night. Guess what? I'm sitting there with my damn signs the whole time, unless I went to the bathroom. And they're still out there harassing me. They were still out there harassing me. So she comes over on Thursday. Okay. I'm like, oh God, here she comes again, Miss Official, you know? And then I realized who she was. She works for Hollywood City Hall. And this is Hollywood, Florida. A swamp. It is the true swamp. It stinks, it smells to high heaven. It is the true swamp full of vicious alligators, liberals, Democrats, progressives. Okay? Nasty, nasty, nasty people. They want to take your damn rights away. So, comes out there on Thursday. I told you 3 days before, you need to take your Trump sign down. I am out here campaigning for Donald Trump, and you want me to take it down? Why? Are you out there bothering Hillary people? Look, they got their signs all over there right on the side of Hollywood Library. But guess what? They didn't make them take it down, and nobody was even manning the signs. So I said, no, I'm sorry. What am I in violation of, right? Isn't that something that I should ask? What am I doing wrong? I'm out here campaigning like everybody else. You just want to harass me. Why? Because there's a R there. It's a Republican that I'm representing, Donald Trump. So I said, okay, you know what? I called my friend who's Trump's lawyer, Fort Lauderdale, and I kind of told him what was happening. He said, well, I can't do anything right now. He said, you got to wait until something happens. Oh, God, living in Los Angeles. What a dump. Who the hell would live in Los Angeles? Liberal dump. Lord, I tell you, look. Who is the representative? Is that Maxine Waters? That damn Mad Max? Huh? That damn Mad Max? Is that hers? Because I know Pelosi is in her San Francisco. What a dump. Lord, I tell you. All those damn homeless people there? Holy shit. Those women, they're multi-millionaires living in their damn mansions. And you got all these homeless people. But anyway, so I get harassed again. Yeah, Maxine. Goddamn Mad Max. What a nutcase. Lord have mercy. So, I get harassed for the 4th day. And, what happened was, scared the living hell out of me. Don't forget, I had a cast on my foot. I had surgery. And I think my son had my car. My younger son had my car that day. So I had a chair with my big-ass Trump banner that was $1,000 that I borrowed from somebody. And, yeah, she's a lunatic. Lord, I tell you, telling people to riot and shit. What a nut. Oh, if people are there, we got to harass them and stuff. And, so she calls over code enforcement, which I didn't know. I'm sitting there in my chair. I have a chair. I have my big banner, which is not even touching the ground. I wrapped the rope around it, went around this little walker that I had, because I have my foot in a cast. And then I have my chair. So it wasn't even touching any city property, and she sends over code enforcement. This guy scared the living shit out of me. He was a big guy. And he comes from behind me, about knocks me over my chair, and I had like 3 Trump yard signs right in front of me. I mean, they're just like this. I'll show them to you. I don't want to show you all this room. I've got all these goddamn door hangers here that I'm going to be making for candidates tomorrow. I made about 1,000, but I'll make them more. But this is a yard sign what I had. How the hell do I move it around for you? Hello. Oh, there you go. See, it says Trump, Pence, Make America Great Again. Well, I had those, of course, in 16. So I had like 3 of these in front of me. I'm sitting there. It's not like I abandoned them, like Bernie and Hillary. They left their shit there all day, every day, and guess what? Nobody was even bothering their signs. Because I'll tell you what, you won't go, I don't know what the charge is, but I know you're not allowed to go and touch people's campaign signs. So, so anyway, yes, I will check it out in Tampa. So anyway, she comes out and she sends the code enforcement. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Why are you out here? Why are you here? Hold on a second. Hold on. Okay, sorry about that. I had to do a little business. um, so they bring this guy out. He comes from behind me. Okay. He literally, and I had my foot in a cast. I had had surgery because I had fallen in Pennsylvania and broke my foot. He comes flying from behind me, scared the living shit out of me. Okay? And he, a widescreen, but here's the problem. When I turn it sideways, the chat isn't sideways. I know, listen, I'm a boomer. I don't get it. It's like my first time ever on. I know, like, you need to hold your phone sideways when the stream. I know, I understand what you're saying, but what I'm trying to say is, but the chat doesn't go there. You see what I'm saying? The chat's like not the way that I am. Oh Lord, it's too complicated, you know. Everybody wants me to do all this stuff. I need to get a mic. I need to get an earpiece. I need to get headphones. I need to get all this stuff. I don't even know how to do it all. I'm just learning. So, you're going to ask me what kind of phone I'm using? Lord, don't even ask me now. This is going to be a boomer talking. I don't know what I have. Don't ask. I don't know, to be honest. Anyway, so I'm gonna do this for right now because, like, the chat is still this way, and if I turn it this way, the chat is that way. Then I'm gonna be looking cockeyed. But anyway, can you believe this lady from Hollywood City Hall sends out code enforcement while I'm sitting out there? I have an iPhone, but I don't know what it is. I don't know, it's an 8. Does that make sense? Like, I know what kind of phone I have. So, she sends out code enforcement. Guy comes from behind me. And, no, Brent's passed out. He's asleep. Put the bong and help you. Josh will have to come here and help me. I don't know. I'm a boomer. You know me. My kids call me a boomer. I don't know how to do anything. So, you're lucky I got on here. I figured this out kind of by luck. And it wasn't even skill, to be honest. So, they called code enforcement on me. Guy comes flying from behind me, scared me to death. I mean, he literally runs up behind me, trying to scare me and intimidate me. No, I understand why you should unlock. What the hell does that mean? Now, listen, James, let me tell you something. This is the first time I'm ever on here. I don't know what unlock your orientation. What the hell is that? Dude, I just got on here. I don't even know what that is. I don't know what that is. I'll have to figure it out. I'll figure it out. I'll ask my son and I'll do it better the next time. So anyway, basically, he comes from behind me and I had these 3 signs. I showed it before. Look, I have these 3 signs. They're Trump pen signs. These were 2016. I had 3 of these sitting right in front of me. Meanwhile, Hillary and Bernie had loads of these yard signs. Loads of them. And guess what? I left them there unattended. I had 3 measly little signs in front of me while I was sitting there, right? And guess what? Guess what happened? The guy picks up my damn sign, and I swear to God, he literally, just throws it down on the ground right in front of me. I was like, what in the hell's happening? You know, it scared the shit out of me. He's a big guy from 3 signs, I swear to God. Well, I did have my big Trump sign now, but that was a banner. And I was like, what in the hell is going on? No, I mean, I'll have Josh. Josh will have to come over and show me. You know, for right now, tonight, I'll do it this way, and then I'll figure out all the orientation, all that stuff up. So anyway, he throws down my Trump sign in front of me, and he's like, you were already told that you had to remove this big Trump banner, and you're only allowed to have 2 signs. And I'm like, what? I'm only allowed to have 2 signs, and you scared the living shit out of me and about knocked me out of my damn chair, and I had surgery on my foot, and I have a walker there. I swear to God, you can't even make this shit up, this bastard. He comes from behind me, and he says, you need to move that Trump banner now. And I said, I'm not moving my Trump banner. I've been harassed now 4 days in a row. Listen, I'm not a coward, but I'm not an instigator. What am I in violation of? Am I wrong for asking, what am I in violation of? You know what I'm saying? If you say that I have to remove it, I'm asking you, I'm out here campaigning for Donald Trump. And that's the reason you're out here harassing me. And he said, we've already told you 4 days in a row you got to remove it. I'm like, but why? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? You know what I'm saying? And he says, well, you were just told that you have to remove it. I'm like, but what am I doing? I'm out here campaigning. Why do I have to remove my Trump banner? See, it looks, makes me look weird. So, I'm like, I'm not going to remove it. Show me what I'm in violation of. So guess what? Yeah, right. Yeah, I love Trump. Keep America great. So, I called my friend, who's Trump's attorney, and I told him, I said, damn, they're out here harassing the hell out of me. I said, you have no idea. I mean, I literally took pictures. Like, I have so many people out there, and I was sitting there all by myself. Like, I had the chief of police out there. Can you believe this shit in Hollywood? Like, I'm out there campaigning like everybody else. Okay? I'm just campaigning, and they're out there harassing me. I had the chief of police. There was the city clerk out there. The city attorney was out there. I had 2 supervisors from code enforcement. I had the code enforcement worker. Let's see, who else? I can't even remember. I called the police because I'm like, what in the hell is going on, man? Why are all these people surrounding me, and all I'm doing is out here, and I'm just campaigning for President Trump or President-elect Trump. Why? So they're like, well, you got to remove that banner. I said, I'm not going to. And the code enforcement said, well, I'm going to remove it for you. I said, I dare you to. Because at that time I was handicapped because I had a handicap sticker. And Josh had my car, I think, and I had the handicap on my, I had a walker. He goes, well, we're going to have to remove that banner. I said, no, you're not. I said, first of all, that banner is on loan to me. It's worth $1,000. Go ahead and touch it. Because you're going to pay someone $1,000. I'm not going to. I said, I get 1 scratch on it, and I own it. And guess what? You are going to pay for it. So, he's like, well, we gotta untie it from this walker. I said, go ahead. That's how I get around. I had surgery. I broke my foot and my ankle. Go right ahead. You are not permitted to touch my walker, because that's how I was getting around. And I said, I dare you to. I'm going to sit here and videotape you. And I said, Trump's attorney is my friend. I've got him right here on speed dial. Go right ahead. I'm going to videotape you. and he thought about it, and he didn't touch my damn walker. He didn't touch the Trump sign. They called the city attorney, and I knew that schmuck. He's not even city attorney anymore. You could check it out. You know what this asshole did? I won't tell you his whole name, but his first name was Jeff. But anyway, you know what this idiot did? And I'm not talking about it bad about anybody, but guess what? It's the truth. You can check it out, because you got to tell the truth. So, you know what he did? He was on the Hollywood Bridge going to the beach, and evidently he had a little too much to drink. You can't even make this shit up. And he was going over the Hollywood Bridge, and there was a part, it's hard to describe. They only have 2 lanes. One lane you go left to go north on the beach, and one you go around this little circle over the bridge, and it goes over the intercoastal to go south. And you know what? The guy tried to put his car, because he was so effed up, he was trying to put his car through the part where pedestrians walk. So guess what? He didn't last as the city attorney too long. Wacko. And yeah, my brother, he's okay. I gotta get in touch with him. So anyway, I went in to go talk to the city attorney. The lawyer told me. And he said, go in and talk to the city attorney. So I go and I take my ID. I go in and say, I want to talk to the city attorney. Oh, no, you can't talk to the city attorney. I'm like, why? He works for the people, doesn't he? I live in the city of Hollywood. Like, you're treating me like I'm scum of the earth or something. Oh, no, nobody can talk to this. Like, what is he, the Oz? You know? Oh, no, you got to talk to that deputy city attorney. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And then they wouldn't even let me upstairs. Like I took a shower today. Like, I'm a real person. I'm a good person. Like, I pay my taxes. You know, I've never killed anybody. But yet you are treating me like this horribly. No, nobody can talk to the deputy attorney. You got to talk to him on the phone. And I'm like, really? Do you guys do this with everybody or just Republicans? This is the kind of crap that you deal with. So, my attorney said, you find out who the city attorney is, get me his name and his contact. And guess what? Next day was Friday. Guess what happened? They gave me can you believe they gave me an actual fine? They actually gave me a monetary fine. I got an $85 fine because I had a Trump banner that didn't even touch the ground, that was on my chair, that was tied to a rope, that was tied to my walker. You can't even make that shit up. I swear to God. You can't even make it up. I got an $85 monetary fine for campaigning for Donald Trump in the city of Hollywood, the swamp. The swamp of all swamps. $85 fine, I swear to God. I still have a copy of it. And it's so crazy. So I called Trump's attorney, my friend, and he said, don't worry, send me a picture of it. So I sent him a picture of it. Of course, it shows the ordinance number that I'm in violation of. And so he goes and he looks it up and he calls me back. He's like, did you even bother to look up what this code violation is? I'm like, shit, I don't know. I'm like, I'm trying to deal with all these morons that are here. Like I got the city attorney, I got the deputy attorney, I got the chief of police, I got the 2 code enforcement supervisors, I got the code enforcement guy, I got the police here. All these people were there just trying to harass me, and all I was there was by myself. And I can guarantee you, come November, There is no way in hell that I'm going to be out there alone. No way. I am going to have at least one or two other people with me, and I'm going to make sure that one's a guy. They're not going to screw with me then. They screwed with me there because I was there by myself and I'm a woman. But I'm a crazy woman. Anyway, so they gave me an $85 fine, and the lawyer checked it out, and guess what happened? That violation had nothing to do with campaign signs. It didn't have anything to do with it. It didn't even have anything to do with what was going on. He's like, they just think that we're too stupid that we're going to actually go and research and find out what the violation is. And it didn't even match. They were just out there harassing me because I was campaigning for Donald Trump. We got to take out our phones and video. Oh, yeah. Oh, I did. I videoed everything while that was happening. Yep. And so guess what happened? Don't worry, this is a criminal attorney, a friend of Donald Trump. And great guy. Very no-nonsense kind of person, like a typical lawyer. I hate to say it. Like, he doesn't want the potatoes, he doesn't want the vegetables, he just wants the meat. All he wants to know is boom, 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 what happened. He doesn't want to know any sidebar shit. So anyway, he said, we're going to fight this. We had a court hearing in Hollywood before a magistrate, and he was just so pissed off because he had to cancel something in Fort Lauderdale at the courthouse, and he comes flying in, and I'm like, oh my God, I get there early, I go check in for our hearing, and guess what? You'll never guess what happened. They canceled the hearing. I was like, oh my God. When he came flying in like a bat out of hell, he's like, okay, where do we go? He's talking a mile a minute. I'm like, can you sit down a second? Because you're going to be like really, really mad right now, and I don't want you to get mad at me. Oh my God. He was like, I swear, he was like almost just fuming. Yeah, they actually canceled it. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. You canceled it. Did you contact me? Did you contact my lawyer? Yeah, oh, yeah. Here, you want to hear the kicker? We sent you an email. I swear to God, you can't make this shit up. They sent us an email. I said, really? You sent me where did you send the email to? I had the same email for how long? Where did you send my email to? Oh, I sent it to this. I said, did you send it to the lawyer? Yeah, I sent it to the lawyer too. I'm like, okay, let me verify my email, my lawyer's email. I'm like, okay, well, let's see. This was 2016. Okay, well, we're still in the 21st century, dude. Like, really? Like, okay, I could see if I don't get the email, fine. You send it to a law office, now you're going to sit here and tell me that the lawyer doesn't get it and I don't get it? That's two people. It's like, come on. Who are you trying to BS? And so the lawyer came there, and I was like, can you sit down a second because you're going to get really mad? Really, really, really mad. And I don't want you to yell at me. Don't yell, don't hit anything, don't push anything. Just be very calm and cool and collect. And he was like, what happened? I'm like, you're not going to like this, but they canceled the hearing. He's like, what the fuck? Oh my God, I'm sorry. Sorry, what the F? Sorry about that. He was like, he was screaming at the top of his lungs. He was like scaring me. He was like, oh my God. Take it easy. Take a breath. He's like, what? What the F? And he was like nuts. He's like, Linda, down over there by the wall. And I'm like, okay. I'm getting away from you. Like, he's, woohoo. And he was like, what the effing? Every F-bomb, and I was like, oh my god, this guy's gonna get, like, thrown out of here, he's gonna get arrested. I'm, like, standing away from him. He went nuts, and they're going, he's like, where the F did you send the email to Linda? Where the F did you send the email to me? I want to verify. I mean, he was like nuts. And justifiable, because he had canceled a really important hearing to be there. And you'll never guess what this shit. They're like, oh yeah, we emailed it to you and Linda. He goes, oh, what happened? Did you guys erase it, like, with a cloth? Like, Hillary Clinton, like, I erased all the emails with a cloth, remember her, that bullshit? Oh my god, he went ballistic on these people. They're like, no, we canceled it, and we just wiped it out. They wiped out my $85 fine. You know why? Because you're going up against Donald goddamn Trump's criminal attorney. And guess what? He wasn't going to stop. He was going to go for the jugular. You know why? Do you know why? Because Hollywood City Hall and their employees and the chief of police and the code enforcement and the code enforcement supervisors and all of them, you know what they did? They violated my constitutional rights. Lord, they were not gonna win this one. My attorney's like, shit, I'm gonna take this shit for free. He's like, because I'm gonna bring down City Hall. I'm gonna bring down Hollywood City Hall. I was like, oh, okay, dude. Like, he was really, whew. I mean, oh, trust me, he was going to. And I had all the proof. Guess what? I had the proof. I had the proof that I was sitting there the whole time with my signs, because their rule was on Monday you could have 2 signs, but you had to sit there. Then the next day you could have 3 signs, but you had to sit there. Then Wednesday, oh no, you could only have 1 sign and can't touch the ground. And then the next day, oh no, you can have 2 signs, but they have to be in the ground, but you got to be, Jesus Christ, figure it out, man. Like, what is your rule on which day? So anyway, they ended up dismissing it. And I'll tell you what, I learned a lot by, you know what? When I go in November, I'm going to be ready for them. I am going to have one of these big, I can't show you right now, I don't know. My son told me which battery to get. One of these big batteries that they use for live streaming. Like this big, heavy battery, and it'll friggin' last all day long. Guess what? Here, I'm doing a Nancy. A cleaner her damn teeth. Let me tell you something. I'm going to be ready. I have 2 of those batteries. I already bought them. I got 2 cords. And I'm telling you, I am going to live stream that shit. I am going to have those people on friggin' video. I'm going to have them on video. And I'm going to wait for that bitch to come back out from Hollywood City Hall. And I'm going to have me and my Trump banner back up again. And we're going to see what's going to happen. And I'm not putting up with no shit. I'm not putting up with it. But I'm telling you, this time, I'm going to be ready for them. Because if I only had that guy on video from code enforcement doing that shit to me, oh, I'm going to tell you another thing. We have a screwed up system here in Florida. The Broward Teachers Union. Let me tell you something. They are some mean bitches. And not just female. Let me tell you, it was nasty. These are the first time I had ever encountered these people. They are very powerful. They have a lot of money. They've got a lot of people behind them. And I'll tell you what, I will literally take a picture and I'm going to show you guys because you're not going to believe me. I think it's still on there. Broward County Teachers Union. Okay? Broward County Teachers Union. Dude, what are you guys all involved up in the politics? Guess what? In Broward County, in Fort Lauderdale, guess what? Guess what? They have, I think they're still there, they have a huge Black Lives Matter banner that covers friggin', I don't even know, probably 30 foot wide, and they've got it about 2 stories tall on the Broward County Teachers Union. Yeah. I mean, dude, these are teachers that represent our kids, and they're out there and they got Black Lives Matter on the goddamn side. Oh, hell yeah, unions. Unions can buy anybody. My dad was in the telephone union. He didn't like it. I remember as a young girl, because I was a baby. I'm still a baby. And I'll tell you, I remember my dad was on strike. Let me tell you, my dad always said, you don't walk over that picket line. They'll come and destroy your house, your car, your family. Those unions, they'll come and get you. They don't mess around. And, but this is Broward County Teachers Union. And they had this, I'm pretty sure it's still there, Black Lives Matter. Because a friend of mine wanted me to take a picture of it, and they're like, there's no way that the teachers union has Black Lives Matter banner. They represent teachers who teach our kids. What does that have to do with Black Lives Matter group? I don't know, but it's there. So anyway, one day I'm out there campaigning, and this was in 2016, of course, for Donald Trump. And as I said before, I had these American flags. Black Lives Matter, not really here in Florida. Not in South Florida. They started a little bit in Dade County, which is Miami. It didn't go very far at all. It was really small. But I'll tell you something, the town where my brother lives, it's a really small town. It's a little dot on the map in North Florida. And there's literally one stoplight in the whole town. Literally. Like Mayberry RFD. Probably none of you are that old enough to know that show. But, yes, they're hiring people for the polls. You can get paid for, you have to go to whatever, like your local GOP office, and they, they can help you because they're going to probably do training in November, and you get paid. But you know what? We got to have people inside the offices, because I'm going to tell you, in Broward County, those Democrats have the damn polls locked down. They have Democrats for years have been working in these polls. I don't know what they do, but Brent's asleep. Past his damn bedtime. Man turns into a pumpkin after 11 o'clock. But I'm going to tell you about the teachers union first. The teachers union president, I tell you, she's a big girl. She's wide. I'm not making fun of anybody, but she's a big girl. She's wide. And she's intimidating. She's got a big ass. What a nasty person. She came one day. You can't even make this shit up. And guess where my phone was? In my car, charging. In the handicap spot. So I'm sitting in my chair. And she comes up. And she literally stands. Like, I'm looking like this up. And she's like literally standing right on top of me. Like 6 inches from me. And she starts by herself. But you see, this is how the unions teach you. Okay? She starts all this profanity. Oh. I mean, and when I tell you she was yelling in my face, she was yelling at me. I was there all by myself, but I said, come November, I am not going to be out there alone. Hell no. Nope. I got a few friends that are going to come out there in a 3-iron. So she gets in my face, and she's a big girl, and she's out there literally yelling at me. You support a racist. You support a misogynist. You're supporting a homophobic. And I mean, she was yelling at me, really, like, just nasty, F-bombing me. I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute. She's representing teachers who teach our kids in this county. I mean, I was shocked. I'm like, God damn, I was so green. I was like, what in the hell is happening? And then guess what happened? She does this whistle shit. Guess what comes from behind me? This is how they strong-arm people. I'm telling you, it is insanity. And not like the insanity that's happening now, shit. But for me, this was my first encounter with political insanity. And I had already encountered, the code enforcement before. So, lost my damn train of thought. So she whistles, and here comes another one built bigger than her, and 3 guys. You can't even make this shit up. I swear to God, it was like a bad movie. Bad movie. 5 of them. They literally surround me. Sitting in my chair with my foot in a cast. They surround me. And they were just F-bombing me. They were yelling at me I'm supporting a racist pig. I'm supporting Donald Trump. And when I tell you they're screaming at me, they're screaming at me. Like literally screaming at me. And I mean, I was just like, what in the hell? All they would have to do is just barely push into me, and I'd be down on the damn ground. And this part you can't make up, and this is why I'm telling you I'm going to be ready for them. I am going to be so ready for them because I have my big batteries, and they're going to be fully charged, and those big batteries will last you, I know. And I know this live stream, I don't know a lot about it, but I know it'll last probably at least a day, the whole day. So anyway, you can't even make this up. The president of the teachers union, I'm like, just leave me alone. Just go away and leave me alone. And you know what she did? How the hell didn't I have my goddamn phone? How? Like, it was charging in my car. And this was like a perfect opportunity. And guess what happened? She goes over, and I had all these American flags around me, because to me that was like something that was protecting me. And I probably had about 15 or 20 of them in the ground. not touching the ground, of course. And she goes and picks up one of the flags. She throws it down on the ground. My American flag. She picks it up, throws it on the ground, and I swear to God, I don't know. It just did something to me. She literally was digging her heel into the flag. And she was just like, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it now? What the hell am I going to do? I mean, I called the police because I'm surrounded by 5 of them. And what the hell am I going to do at that point, you know? I couldn't defend myself. I was there by myself. And she's like, what are you going to do about it? And actually, there was a guy over there. He was actually the campaign manager for a couple people. He was campaign manager for this lady. She used to be in the House of Representatives in Florida, and she termed out. And she was running for Hollywood mayor. And heavy Democrat. Heavy Democrat. And her husband did not like me at all. Because I had Donald Trump signs up there, and I actually had signs up there that my friend custom made, and they were, you know, Hillary for president, lock her up, these types of things. I had them all around me. They just couldn't stand me. They just wanted me to go away. So, I couldn't believe it. And, you know, none of those cowards would even stand up and say something to her like, hey, why are you doing that to her flag? Why are you sitting there digging your heel into our American flag? I mean, why? What is that proving? What is that doing? You're the president of the teachers union. You're supposed to represent teachers and children. Well, you think. And so I went over to the one guy. He was campaign manager for this one person that was running for Hollywood mayor. And he and we had talked every day. He's a Democrat. I'm a Republican. And guess what? We got along perfectly fine. We didn't have a problem with each other. You know, we never had any bad words or anything. And I was like, what in the hell is going on? I felt, how come you didn't say anything to her? And he was like, well, you know, I can't control her. And I'm like, whoa, hold on a minute. Nobody can control anybody, but here's the kicker. The kicker is that on her Broward BTU, they call it Broward Teachers Union, on her BTU shirt, she had the candidate that he was helping. I was like, but she's out there representing me. I mean, I said, she's out there representing your candidate. And he started to think, and I'm like, you and I, we've been here how many days? Like 5, 6, 7 days. We've been out here. We respect each other. We talk every day. We say hello. We share food. We share snacks. I was like, but don't you see what she's doing? She just disrespected our flag. She stomped on our flag, like, and you had nothing to say about it. And there were people that there were Hollywood firefighters that were there, and they were for this one candidate because she was promising them the world. I mean, she was promising them everything, thinking she was going to win. And old hag, and nasty old hag. And she promised these firefighters everything, and they were out there in full force every day, out there campaigning for her, and she lost. So guess what did they get? And you know what? Not one of them. There were quite a few of them. They did not even say one word. They sat right there. They watched and saw what happened. It's like they witnessed someone getting hit. Oh well, so what? It's not my mom. It's not my sister. It's not my aunt. So what? Who cares? That's okay. They don't care. So, and the one hag that was running for Hollywood mayor, you know what? He was offended by my signs. He's a lawyer. I guess he was a retired lawyer. But anyway, he was offended by my signs. Can you believe it? Because, as I said, my friend was very talented. She spent a lot of her own money on the Trump campaign. And she made these signs. They were really ingenious. I'm telling you, she put money and time. She was an artist. She made these signs, and I still have them in my storage. Why I still have them, I don't know. I'm hoping and pray to God that one day Hillary does get locked up, but it'll probably never happen. Anyway, I had these signs that said lock her up, Hillary for prison. I mean, I had some really cool ones. And her husband was a lawyer. I don't know if he was still practicing, but her husband was a lawyer. And he actually went to code enforcement. And he told code enforcement that my signs offend him. You believe that shit? I swear to God, you can't even make this shit up. This is the swamp in Hollywood. This is the true swamp. So he goes to code enforcement because he says that my signs, Hillary for prison and lock her up, offend him. Do you know that those communist bastards made me take my signs down? I refused to, and the guy went and took them, and he went and picked them up from code enforcement. I mean, I'll tell you, come October, it's going to be real bad there. It's going to be bad all over the United States. It really is. It's going to be bad. So I'm definitely going to have to be on the offense. And, yeah, you got to be these poll workers. They pay you X amount per day. But it's not about that. It's just that there's so many Democrats that have been doing this for years and years and years and years and years. And they don't want Republicans in there because whatever they're doing, yeah, it's my own property, but I was on city property. But the best one was when, I don't know if you know, well, you may, I mean, I'm sure you know about her, Debbie Wasserman Schultz. She used to be head of the DNC. Lord, I tell you, that's the real hag. She's nasty and very powerful. Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Why is she not a head of the DNC anymore? You wonder why? Got caught lying. Got red-handed caught lying. And so she got demoted, but she's still a congresswoman. Actually, I'm in her district, but hell, she ain't my representative. She's not even enough to be a dog catcher. But here's the thing. It is what it is. She's Jewish. And she's got a big Jewish following. Don't ask me why. I don't know. I don't know. She has a huge following. And I don't know. She's got a lot of power. You know, these Democrats, they got a lot of money. And they help these candidates. Ted Deutsch is another one. He's in Fort Lauderdale. Well, it's not just Fort Lauderdale. He's got a big district. And he's another one of these swamp creatures. Debbie Wasserman Schultz is another swamp creature. My friend was in District 24. And I don't know if you know this, but I'm sure you've seen her on TV. Yeah. Her name is Frederica Wilson. And she's the one that wears those sequins cowboy hats, if you've ever seen them. I mean, Lord, I tell you, these people are so comical. It is just, I don't know. It's, and Alcee Hastings. Yeah, look, he gets convicted, but then they turn around the black community, and what do? They re-elect him. I mean, go figure this shit. I don't know. Oh well, I don't know. I'm probably boring everybody. I don't even have. I had like 100 and some odd people, and now I guess what time is it? Holy shit! It's 2:30. I guess people are sleeping now. You know. Oh well, whatever. I didn't do too well. I didn't know how to set this all up. Um, I winged it. Didn't really know what the hell I was even doing. Didn't even know that I actually figured out how to get on. That was the stupid part. I didn't even know I actually got on. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh shit, it's recording. How the hell did I not know? But anyway, yes, thank you so much. It's like, I don't know, it's not really my cup of tea. It's like I think it's really for the younger generation and millennials to do all this stuff. I'm too old for this stuff. But I like to talk about politics, and I don't know. I had no clue what the hell I did, what I was even doing. I don't know. People keep telling me I got to turn the camera to the side, but the problem is when I turn it to the side, it's confusing because the chat doesn't go that way. I don't know. I'll have to ask my son to come over and help me and be like, Mom, it's like crazy, crazy. I don't know. I think it's really just for the younger crowd. But whatever. I was kind of proud of myself. I can't believe I went on that, what is it called, Prism. I was like, how the hell you do this? You just follow directions, Pretty simple shit. Don't need a college education to do that. But anyway, oh well. How did people get all these people to watch them and stuff? Yeah, Josh has to come over. He can see his damn cat, Kiki. Lord, I tell you, that cat. That cat is something else. He pisses off my dogs. And the dogs want to eat him up, and he wants to scratch the dog. And, but in order for him to go with Josh, he's got to get declawed. They don't really do it declawed anymore. They don't, because he bought new furniture and he doesn't want the cat to get his mess of furniture up. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I can try it tomorrow. I really don't even really know what I'm doing. All I know is I press something with these crazy glasses on. And, no. Actually, well, that's outlawed in a lot of states, but it's outlawed in Florida. No, they don't declaw him. It's actually a new procedure that they do. It's painless. There's no pain involved. There's no blood. There's no downtime. There's no nothing. You know what it is? They do it with a laser. And it's like, boom. It's lasered off. And that's it. There's nothing. Because the laser just, cuts it. And there's no pain. Crazy, huh? But it ain't cheap. It's like $4.50. Just for the front paws. But, what are you gonna do? He's fine. I like him. He's very sweet. I tell him he's grandma's cat. And, Josh had his dog here. His name is Junior. Lord, I tell you, that damn dog's a terror. The laser, it's like $4.50. And I did find one vet locally that will do it. And they said it's not painful at all. It's just like going, say women get laser hair removal or some shit like that. You don't even feel it. That's what it is. Same thing. So Josh can wrestle up to 450 and take Kiki, but I love Kiki. He's a pain in the ass. I lay on the bed, and as soon as I could go lay on this bed now. I lay on the bed. This is my woman cave. I could lay on the bed, and guess what? As soon as I lay down, there's that cat. He starts creeping up, and he wants to get on my goddamn chest, and he weighs about 25 pounds. Oh, it's so nice to have the house to myself. Well, you know, I do. Yeah, it is. You know, you're gonna see one day. It's not an easy thing. You know, typical cats. Oh my god, cats drive me crazy. These cats friggin' roll everything. I like have Kiki, and I had Missy, who I think it was either Justin or Josh or Brent. One of them let Missy out, and Missy's my political cat. Missy, I found her by the front wheel of my car in 2018 when I was campaigning for Ron DeSantis, our governor. And, I mean, she was so tiny. All of a sudden, I go out there. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I hear meow, meow. I mean, teeny little thing. And I'm like, what in the hell? She was by the wheel of my car, and I'm like, oh my god. And she just rubbed against my leg, and I was like, oh my lord, what am I going to do? Brent's going to kill me. I mean, Brent's a cat man. He's more of a cat man than you know, a dog man. But I was like, oh my god, what am I going to do, you know? Good night. It was nice meeting you. Sweet dreams. Don't count the sheep. And so here I am, cat lady. What did I do? I mean, I didn't know what to do. I had to go. I look forward to seeing you again too. Have a great night. Thank you for watching the crazy cat lady. And I figured it out, huh? So I was like, oh shit, what am I gonna do with this little kitten? I have to go. So I'm like, oh shit, when Brent wakes up, I'm going to be in trouble. So I went and put her in the backyard because our dogs stay in the house. I was like, well, I put some food back there, water, and I put the little kitten in the backyard. And I thought, well, when I come home, I'll figure it out. I don't know. I just couldn't leave her out there. I just couldn't. She was too friendly, and I figured either someone purposely let her out or she got out. So all of a sudden, I get a call from Brent like 9 o'clock. Linda, what? Why is there a kitten in our backyard with food and water? I was like, well, she was by the front of my car. It was like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't know what to do. And he goes, well, we're going to get rid of her right now. I got to go take her to the vet. I got to go take her to the pound, something, take her to animal shelter. And I was like, okay, Brent, whatever, fine. I mean, what do you want me to do? I didn't have the heart to just leave her out there like that. Here's Brent. He's such a sucker. I'm like, oh my god. And then he goes, well, I'm going to take her tomorrow. I said, okay, take her tomorrow. Lord, I'll tell you, that damn Brent. I would see Brent out there. It was in November. Oh, wait, yeah. No, it was the general election, so it was the end of October. So it was getting a little, what I say, chilly in Florida. Yeah, right, chilly my ass. But it does get a little cold here. Cold. Whatever. Cool. How's that? Yeah, some of you are going to go cold my ass. So he's like, okay, well, I couldn't take her today. I got to take her tomorrow. I was like, okay, Brent, whatever, take her. Brent, oh my God, she was so cute. But she was very lovable. She had already been around humans. You could tell this. And what did I see, Brent? By the sliding door, guess what happened? He's a sucker. He fell right in love with that kitten. I was like, oh, Pennsylvania, my ass. Oh, my God. froze my ass off up in that place. You want to stay inside the whole damn night, whole day. You don't want to go out. Tonight, oh my God, you're kidding. So all of a sudden I look out. Brent went out. He goes, oh, I got to go outside and get something. I'm like, okay, Brent. And all of a sudden, here's Brent. I'm looking out the sliding door, and Brent's looking around like this. He's looking around. He goes and picks her up. He's like, here, Kiki, here, Kiki. Here she comes around. Oh my God, he's picking her up, and he's holding her like a little baby. And he was like looking around. I'm going, oh my God, we're screwed. That's it. He's never going to take this cat to the pound. Never. That's it. He fell in love. And I'm like, oh my God. Like, really? So, Missy, we named her Missy. There you go. Named her Missy. So, I don't know who let her out. I think it was Brent. And Kiki is the mastermind cat. When you open my sliding door, it's huge, to go out to the backyard. Guess what? Kiki, the cat, knows how to open the sliding door with his nails. You can't even make that up. We were always wondering, I'm like, how the hell is the cat out in the goddamn backyard? What? Did you leave the door open? No, I didn't leave the door open. We sat there and watched, and Kiki has these long nails, and he would put his nails there, and he would go like this, and both nails and his whole body weight, and he would literally pull a goddamn whole friggin' sliding door with his nails. I mean, you can't even make that up. It's like, well, guess what? One night, Kiki, we're watching TV, whatever. Oh, I don't know. All of a sudden, we're like, look at all these cats. Oh, yeah. Kiki opens the goddamn door, like, she's letting all the animals out. There's Kiki outside, and the one that I had that had the cone, yeah, that was Calico. Yeah, she died, of course. Poor thing, she got stomach cancer. Lord, I'll tell you, it ain't easy. Stomach cancer. But I had to have a cone on her because she would lick her stomach raw. I mean, and I wasn't ready to put her down because the vet said just let it try and heal. And so, I mean, I don't know. Kind of always, I let the vet make the decision. But anyway, yeah, Calico passed away, I think in October, and then December, the other cat baby that we had, he had cancer in his leg. Go figure. I mean, it was crazy. So anyway, yeah, we have Kiki, and anybody wants a cat? Free cat. These little kittens, I gotta get rid of them. I have four other little kittens, but what am I going to do with them? But yeah, we lost 2 of them back to back, and we had them since Brent and I were first together. Well, not 18 years, but we got baby. He was abused when he was a baby, and this cat lady brought the cats over, and I don't know. She left 3 of the cats out from the cages, and then we took one of them. He was, oh my God, this cat was so beautiful. Like this long-haired, gorgeous, soft, gray cat. And, it's terrible, isn't it? When you love these animals, it just kills you. The pain it's terrible, terrible, terrible. And baby shot out of the cage because he had been abused by humans. I don't know how people do that shit. And so he shot out and he went behind our this table that Brent used to have, a computer table. And I was like, she's like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And he went to the bathroom and it was poop. It's like he was scared to death, you know. She brought him in a cage and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, that one he was abused and all this. And I was like, you know what? I said, I'm going to take him. She said, really? I said, yeah. Just, you know what, I'm going to just let him be. I said, let's just let him be here in the apartment and do his own thing, and we'll put food and water out. And if he comes to us, he comes to us. If he doesn't, we'll just let him be. That's all. And we did. We, you know, for years, isn't that crazy what a human did to that poor little cat? The humans, we don't even know what they did to him. But we just let him be. And there were times that I would get up in the middle of the night to get something to drink or go to the bathroom, and then all of a sudden it's like, pew, pew, pew. You'd see the cat shooting here and here and here, and he's like dodging because he doesn't want anybody to see him. And all of a sudden it's like, wow, where's this cat? And he would never, ever, ever, ever come out in the daytime. Ever. And he would sleep, or he would come out during the night when we were sleeping and eat and go to the bathroom. And that's it, and he would just go into hiding. And you know what? We just said, you know what? He's not bothering anybody. Just let him be. Just leave the cat. He's in here safe. Let him do his own thing. And then it's weird because we moved to another apartment down the road, and he kind of came out a little bit here and there. I was very surprised. I'm like, wow, wait a minute. All of a sudden, he just kind of came out a little bit. He was sitting on the back of the couch, and I'm like, whoa, what the hell happened to this cat? And then we moved. We lived on the 6th floor. We lived there 14 years. And my brother got us kicked out of there. That's all another story in chapter. We lived there 14 years, and yeah, my brother got us kicked out of. That was a whole nother. That was a whole nother tragic story. I'll talk about that. You know, didn't have. I don't know about you if you have siblings, but my brother was actually held captive by somebody for. I can't remember how many years. I can't even remember how many years it was. I think probably about 15 years. You could believe it. Yeah. So anyway, that cat baby, we moved to the 6th floor, and he kind of came out, and then we moved one floor up to the 7th floor to a brand new apartment. And it's like all of a sudden this cat, whatever it was, that apartment, the vibes, I don't know what it was, but the cat loved this new apartment. And he started to come out, and it was weird because he would only let my boyfriend like pet him on the end of the couch, and if you even got within 5 feet of him, forget it, he would take off. And nobody ever saw him, ever. He would be hiding until people came out, or he didn't, you know, till he didn't hear those strange voices anymore. So, yeah. Oh well, what are you gonna do? Yeah, in fact, I gotta call my brother. My brother, I'm the baby, and my other brother is, let's see, he's 2 years and 2 months older than me. And my sister, who passed away, she lived in Pennsylvania. She lived in northeast Pennsylvania. Um, she was 2 years and 2 months older than my older brother. And then my eldest brother, Sigurd, you guys call him Ziggy, I think. Siggy or Ziggy, but his name is Sigurd. But anyway, some people call him Sig. And um, so he lives with my mom. Anyway, oh, Northwest. Yeah, my sister lived in, I think it was Northwest. No, Northeast. She lived in Northeast. She lived in a town called Shamokin. I don't know if you've heard of it. My sister finally told me about Shamokin. I was like, what in the hell? That can't be a real place. No place called Shamokin. And I was like, wow. But I really liked where she lived. It was nice. My sister loved it. Except the winter is kind of like, holy shit. I'm from Florida, and I like friggin' froze my ass off there. I mean, it was like, wow. Like, yeah, people call him Siggy. Yeah, he's okay. My brother has issues. I don't know. I think those issues may have changed over the years, medical-wise. But you know what? My brother's a really smart guy. He really is, believe it or not. I don't know if you've ever, yeah, the winter is, oh my God. But what's weird? My sister had I don't know. It's like, really late. My sister, had a very strange situation. She moved to Pennsylvania, I think, when I wasn't married yet. I got married when I was 18. Don't get married when you're 18. That's my advice to you. Listen to your parents, and I should have listened to my dad. Yeah, my brother is very entertaining, isn't he? But I'm telling you, my brother, you'd really be surprised how intelligent he is. I think I've never had this actually documented, but I have seen documentaries of people that are what they call a savant. Yeah, there you go. You got it. Exactly. You got that nailed right there. I watched a documentary about these kids and adults that they call them savants. They fall under the autism spectrum, but they are, it's kind of crazy. A lot of these savants are, a lot of them are non-audible. They can't speak. They make sounds. But my brother speaks. Let me tell you something. Growing up, I knew my brother had issues. But I'll tell you what, we used to all four take piano lessons. That's for a piano teacher. There you go. See? I didn't even look at that yet. We all took piano lessons. Lord, I tell you, that poor piano teacher. I swear to God, when she left our house after 4 of us on one day, I mean, she was probably just like, but you know what? Sigurd was so easy. He was the easy student because Sigurd was a very good piano player. Sigurd could write music. He never looked at keys. It was just like a natural thing for him to pick up piano. And he could write music. And I mean, he was so brilliant at it. It was crazy. And he is like a sponge, like these savants. He has this, I'm trying to put it into context. Yeah, he plays. I don't know if he still plays piano, but we all took piano lessons. I don't know. I mean, my mom still has a piano there. He is very smart. You know, he has issues, but I swear to God, my brother, he is like these savants, if you've ever heard of them. I swear to God, he can remember shit like, are you kidding? I couldn't tell you what I had for breakfast 5 days ago. But my brother can remember shit. Not just stuff. Like my brother, you can ask my brother any question about music. He's always been this big music person. I swear to God, my brother could tell you about, like, rock and roll. That was, we grew up in the 70s, 60s and 70s. And he's older. He's the oldest. Let's see, Sigurd is 64. And, yes, he remembers dates. He remembers goddamn time. I mean, who remembers shit like that? Very, very, very smart people remember shit like that. And I'm not talking book smart. I'm not talking college smart. I'm talking, this is how I equate this, because I saw this documentary, as I said, on Savant. And like Rain Man, it's the same thing. Their brain is wired like we can never even. Yeah, he's got a photographic memory. He remembers shit. Like, you can ask my brother about concerts, the Moody Blues, Pink Floyd, or any of these groups. When I tell you, he could answer, say, Pink Floyd. I remember seeing them. Holy shit, I won't even tell you. I saw them in concert in 1977, I think it was. 77 or 78. A long time ago. One of the best concerts I ever went to, but my brother could, like, if you asked him about Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, any of these groups, he could tell you everything about that group. He could tell you everything about their albums. He could tell you everything about each member of that group. He could tell you about the instruments. He could tell you, I mean, like, I don't know how he remembers shit. Like, he could tell you, like, where they're born. Like, just all these very specific things about all of these members of these groups. The guy remembers all this shit. But, I mean, and he's got it all in his head. He could tell you anything about any of these musicians, their albums, all the albums. I mean, it's like, I have a bunch of albums I forgot I even had, but my brother, at one time, my brother had like 5,078, albums. Like, he was collecting them. He probably had more than 5,000. So, yeah, he is, my brother got involved with my girlfriend's brother. Not romantic or anything. But, I don't know, and my brother's way older. I don't really know how it started, but my girlfriend, I still know her. He has a lot of records. Not 5,000. He got rid of low. But he got, like, my girlfriend's brother. They lived across the street, but the house over. And my girlfriend's brother, somehow, I don't know, he was talking to Sigurd and all this stuff, And Sigurd was actually doing pretty well. He was on his own. He had his own place. He had his own car. He was working for a city. He worked for the parks department. He like really knew how to do a lot of stuff. And he had a pension. I mean, he was doing really well on his own. You know, he had his own place, and I used to help him. You know, go shopping every week, that kind of thing. Just kind of, you know, grocery shopping, stuff like that. But he was doing it. He was making it on his own. And my girlfriend's brother is a real psychopath. When I tell you he's a psychopath, I mean he's a real psychopath to the T. Like, I knew he was always a very special child when he was born. He was evil, and he's still evil. He's a very evil, evil, evil person. And I don't know how it all happened, but he used to go to my brother's work. And my brother is a very hard worker. We learned work ethic from our dad. And the guy, Franklin, excuse me, he would start to go to Sigurd's work. And Sigurd would say, like, why are you coming to my work? I'm going to get in trouble. I'm here to work. I have a job. And he would keep coming to Sigurd's work, coming to Sigurd's work, coming to Sigurd's work. And it was like he was purposely trying to get Sigurd fired. And he did. He did. And that rocked Sigurd's world because he'd then lost his independence. He, you know, had his own place. He was doing his own laundry, making his own meals. He was, you know, doing his own thing. And Franklin knew that he had an ulterior motive because he's a psychopath. And I don't just throw that word around. Franklin is a true psychopath. He's a very, very sick individual. He's a scary individual. The last time I ever saw him, when I tell you, I've known that child since he was little, since he was born. And when I tell you, the last time I ever saw him was at his mom's funeral. This is a long story. It's a crazy story, like you could write a book about it. That's how crazy it is. Like one of these friggin' FBI kind of shit. So Franklin, we really don't know. I mean, my girlfriend and I were still friends for 54 years. What his psychological problems are, I don't know. But they are not just like, they're not like, oh, he has ADD, he has behavioral health problems, he has emotional problems. No. This guy is pure, yes, pure evil. When I tell you evil, I do mean he is, when you look at him, you see evil. The last time I ever saw him was at his mom's funeral, and he put her in that coffin. And I didn't want to go anywhere near him. And it was so funny because my boyfriend Brent had never seen Franklin. And Christine, my girlfriend, that was her brother. And, you know, my boyfriend and I, and her boyfriend, we were there to protect Christine from her brother because he is so powerful. I don't mean to philosophically bullshit. He is so powerful that uh, he put my girlfriend in a lot of bad positions, and like he could get you blamed for a lot of stuff because he's so fucking psycho. Oh my god, he's so crazy. So he somehow got my brother fired because he kept coming around my brother's job. So figured. And you know, we didn't know about this right away. And but Franklin had an ulterior motive. Oh, I was going to say when my boyfriend Brent, when he saw Christine's brother in the front row at the church, he's like, "Who's that guy? That real? He's he's a little over 6 foot." He's like, "Who is that guy?" He's like, "God damn!" He turned around. He was sitting there staring at Brent, and Brent was just like, Brent, like the hair on the back of his neck stood up. He goes, "Who's that guy?" And it was like Franklin. We were like 10, 15 rows back. Christine didn't want to be anywhere near him. And Brent was like, "Who's that guy in the front?" And Christine's like, "That's my brother." And like Franklin literally turned around like he could hear 15, 20 rows. He was that evil. And I swear to God, he was staring at Brent. And Brent was like, "Something ain't right with the guy. That guy's evil." I mean, when you looked at his face, Brent was like, all I saw was just these, like a shallow glass eye. I swear to God, Brent was like, "Man," he said, "something wrong with that guy." He said, that's a bad dude. That's a bad guy. He's like he psychologically took over my brother. Some people say it can't happen, but guess what? It happened to my brother. And he actually held my brother captive for how long it was. I mean, can you believe that? He actually held my brother captive in this day and age. He did. You know why? Because he's a true psychopath. I called the police. I tried to get the court system involved. You name it. But Franklin was smart. Franklin is a true psychopath. And he knows the system. Most psychopaths do. He is very manipulative. He's very scary. And I don't know all the details because I know that my brother, even to this day, my brother is afraid to talk about it. Franklin has a camera that faces my mom's house, and Sugar's still deathly afraid of him. Literally. Like, literally. Yeah, it was kind of a crazy situation, you know, that someone actually, Sugar lost his job, so he became dependent on Franklin. It's a whole psychological game. And he got my brother on disability. And, you know, we didn't know a lot that was going on. I just knew that Franklin did a lot of bad stuff with his mom. We tried to report it. We tried to report it to Adult Protective Services. We tried to report it to the police. Nobody would believe us. You know why? Because this is how these psychopaths are. They are so in tune to what the laws are. They know the game. And they're smarter than the police. They're smarter than the psychiatrists, psychologists, therapists. They know how to manipulate the whole system, and that's what he did for years. I forgot how many years that we didn't have contact with my brother because of Franklin. And he never went to jail for it. He never paid for it. I tried and tried and tried. And like the police, they're like, well, your brother's an adult, there's not a whole lot we can do. I'm like, but my brother has psychological and emotional problems. I said, do you think if you go to where he's living with Franklin, and I said, please go do a welfare check on my brother. Like, I can't even talk to my own brother on the phone. Nobody can talk to my brother on the phone. Like Franklin, the very, very few times that I ever talked to my brother on the phone, you could tell that Franklin was sitting right there on top of him. Like, you could hear him breathing. You know that Sigurd was scared. And whatever he would tell Sigurd to say, that's what Sigurd would say. I mean, I know he was in fear, but here's this whole thing. We couldn't get any help. I called the police, I don't know how many times when I found out where he lived. He lived in a gated community. You couldn't get in. And there were 2 times that I did get in because I followed a car going in. And of course, once Franklin realized that I was there, of course, he called the police, said I'm trespassing. So of course they made me move. They made me leave the premises. And I'm like, I want you to go in and do a welfare check on my brother. I want you to go in and talk to my brother. Okay, we're going to go in and talk to your brother. So they would go talk to my brother and ask him, whatever. Do you feel safe? Are you okay? All these types of questions. What do you think he's going to say? He's got emotional problems. What do you think he's going to say? Whatever Franklin has said to him, and I later found out, that Franklin had always told him, if he ever told anybody the truth, he would kill him, that he would kill our mom. He always threatened Sigurd that. I later found out that that's what Franklin used to threaten him with. That, if he ever left, if he ever, left Franklin, that's what he would do. So he always held that over my brother's head that he, would have killed our mom. And so, of course, my brother was never going to go anywhere. He was never going to do anything. He would never leave for fear that Franklin would hurt our mom. So he always had him captive for years. Years. Yeah. And what do you mean sitting on him? So years went by. I found out where he was living, and I would do, I don't know how many welfare checks. There was a way that I found out that I could go to the court system, and I think they call it ex parte, I can't remember, order. And this is where I would ask a judge, an independent law judge, to make a decision and deem my brother, whatever, mentally incompetent, or whatever terminology it was. I don't remember at that time, or this time, what it was. And it was, I did it 3 times, and you just couldn't win because they would go to the house. And if you know anybody who is a true psychopath like Franklin is not was, he was, but he is. They know the system. They know what to say. They know what to say, not what to say. I hate to even use the same word as intelligent because he was just crazy. He was just crazy. But he knew the system. And he knew that he could always manipulate the system. And imagine that, I couldn't help my brother. I couldn't get my brother help. No matter if I called the police, guess what? The police would come to the door. I found this all out from Sigurd after. The police would come to the door, and they would say, I want to talk to Sigurd. And Sigurd would come out, and he would talk to the police. But he always knew Franklin was standing right there watching him and looking at him. And he always knew that. And he knew that he would never be able to tell the truth, that he was in fear. And maybe not in fear of his life, but Franklin always said that he would hurt our mom if Sigurd ever told the police, or like if he were ever on the phone with me or anybody else and he ever tried to ask for help or cry for help or do anything, that would be the consequences. Yeah, it's really weird. I never gave up on my brother. I constantly, all the time, called the police and had them do welfare checks. And a friend of mine said that you could file for guardianship, but it cost a lot of money. I didn't have that kind of money. And the one person that I turned to who did have the money decided that they didn't want to spend their money to try to get guardianship. So, you can't even make this shit up. I swear to God, you can't. I remember I was going with a friend of mine, Kathy. Yeah, he's still alive. No, he doesn't bother my brother anymore, but he has cameras facing my mom's house. You can't get to Franklin. Franklin's smarter than everybody. Trust me when I tell you that. He's like he's like one of these serial type people. And guess what? I found out he's got another victim. A guy that's on disability. That's what he does. So, I think one of the weirdest things that happened was, I remember when I was living at my mom's house when I left my ex. And I remember that my mom said there was a phone call one day from a doctor. I don't remember, was I living at my mom's then? But anyway, it doesn't matter. My mom had me call back this number. It was the doctor's office. And they were calling to verify a doctor's appointment for Sigurd. So I called the doctor's office back. And, no, Frank will always be around. Always. He's responsible for my girlfriend. He took all the mom's money and didn't let my girlfriend see his mom, and I mean, it was crazy. Crazy. It was all about the money. Yeah, I'll never forget that there was a phone call from the doctor's office verifying a doctor's appointment for Sigurd. It was weird. So, I called the number and I called the doctor's office, and of course, because of HIPAA, they wouldn't talk to me about anything. And so I told him the situation. It was kind of weird but I'm like, well, wait a minute, hold on. This is my brother, and I can tell you about this guy that he lives with. But like Franklin would drive him to the appointment and have Sigurd get the medication, but Franklin would take the medication. And what he was trying to get my brother to do was tell the doctor that he needed him to sign, the form for Sigurd to get a handicap sticker. Because Franklin didn't want to park like everybody else. He was have a handicap spot. So that was kind of weird because I called the doctor's office and I was just like, you got to listen to me. I'm trying to help my brother, but this guy, and the doctor's like, yeah, I've seen this guy before. He drops him off, and he wants him to try and get all these services and everything. And so finally, I think the doctor was asking too many questions. So Franklin never took him back to that doctor anymore. But how I finally got my brother away from him, it was amazing. It was a very scary day. I know for sure it was. Because he always told, he used to have my brother sell his blood. Pretty crazy shit. He used to have my brother sell his platelets. And it was so weird. I was going with this girl that I knew to go get fish for a fish tank that I had. And this was, oh God, let's see. I'm trying to think how many years it was. 3, maybe 7 years ago. So, yeah, because Sigurd's been away from Franklin for, let's see, I've lived here 3 years. Maybe 5 years. I think he's been away from Franklin maybe about 5 years. Anyway, oh well, you know what? There's not too many people in here. I guess maybe I'll just continue this tomorrow. Everybody's got to go to sleep. It's a crazy story, but my brother was actually set free that day. So, oh well. Anyway. Well, I can't believe I've been on here for like 2 hours. It doesn't even seem like half an hour. Crazy. Oh well, I guess I'll finish this tomorrow. It's pretty fascinating how, yeah, big deal, 7 people, huh? Wow, I can attract a lot of people. But anyway, maybe yeah, time flies. Well, I've never done this before. But you know what? I'll tell you really quick. I was going to this fish store to go get fish for my fish tank. And I go past the CVS where there's a bus stop. And guess what? I said to my friend Kathy, I said, oh my God, I think I just saw my brother at the bus stop. And she was like, you think you just saw your brother at the bus stop? I'm like, Kathy, I haven't seen my brother in probably 15 years. I mean, can you imagine not seeing your sibling for 15 years? And they're the oldest one. If they've aged, how much? you don't know what situation he was in. I swear to you, nothing could have prepared me for that moment. I made a U-turn. I made two friggin' illegal U-turns because I knew that my brother, oh, he lived with Franklin like, I think 15 or 16 years. I can't remember. Somewhere around that. I could never get him away, no matter what. I'm telling you, I tried to go through the court system here 3 times to get a judge to get Sigurd away from him. I called the police. You don't even know. Do you know what that's like to have your sibling and you think that you saw him at a bus stop? I was like, oh my God, I gotta turn around. I wasn't sure it was him, but I swear to God, I was like, I don't know if that's him, but holy shit, he looked pretty bad. And I made a U-turn. I pulled into CVS. I knew Sigurd was going to freak out because I knew that he was not allowed to talk to anybody. And I told Kathy, my friend, I said, just wait here. And so I got out of the car. And I come up behind him where this, it's like an enclosed glass bus stop. And I knew that I had a short amount of time to maybe talk to him because I knew the bus would be coming soon. I come up behind him and I'm like, is that my brother? I mean, you have no idea. I was like, holy shit, is that Sigurd? I didn't know if it was him. It kind of looked like him. Don't forget, I'm the baby. I'm 58. Well, he was at 58 then, but I'm 58 now. So he's, 64 now. So whatever, 6 years, a little over, almost 7 years older than me. And I come up and I'm like, Sigurd. I swear to God, he literally jumped off of that bench like he saw a ghost. And he was looking at me like, no, I can't talk to you. Go away. I can't talk to you. You're going to get me hurt. You're going to get me in trouble. And I'm like, Sigurd, but I'm your sister. I said, my God, I've been trying to talk to you. I've been trying to reach you. Nobody can talk to you or reach you. And, there was no way he was talking to me. He wanted to get so far away from me because Franklin always said, I'm always going to be watching you if you're up at the bus stop, if you are donating blood, which he had to donate platelets and he had to bring the money home. I know, it's hard to believe. And I know because he had 2 of those, the ace bandages that you put around your arm really tight, like after you donate blood. And he had 2 of those on his arms, like above his elbow. And, he didn't want any part of me. He's like, no, you're going to get me hurt. Bad things are going to happen. You can't talk to me. You got to get away from me. And I'm like, Sigurd, I finally found you. Let me help you, And, oh my God, oh my God, I was crying. I was screaming. My girlfriend got out of the car, and I was just like, oh my God, Kathy, whatever I do, I can't leave him here. I said, I have got to get my brother in this car before that bus comes. Like, oh yeah, he was brainwashed. He was in such fear. I said, Kathy, I've got to get him in this bus stop. I got to get him in my car before this bus comes. But you got to help me. And then, I was trying to talk to him. I'm like, Sigurd, but I'm going to help you. Let me help you. Do you want something to eat? And oh my God, he was so hungry. He's like, yeah, I'm hungry. Oh my God, I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. I haven't eaten all day. I had to go here, and I'm like, and I think he was gonna let it out that he had to go donate blood, but he, you know, didn't let it slip. I could see his arms. I'm like, what's going on with you? No, 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 I can't talk about it. He was in fear. And, I couldn't ask him too many questions because he was just too scared. And, um, I kept looking. I'm like, Kathy, keep looking for that bus to come, and look for the bus to come, and look for the bus to come. I said, because he's going to look for that bus, and when that bus comes, he's going to run and try and get on it, because he's afraid. He's not supposed to be talking to me. I'm like, but I'm your sister. But, I love you. I miss you. We all love you. We miss you. We want to talk to you, but you're held against your will. And he didn't want any part of talking about that. And you have no idea. Like, my friend's like, oh my God, the bus is coming. The bus is coming. The bus is coming. And I'm like, oh my God, Kathy, you gotta get over here. And do you know, I tackled, my brother's strong. He may be short and stocky. He's gained weight, because when I saw him that day, oh God, he probably weighed 130 pounds, something like that. He really didn't weigh that much. He was very malnourished. And I was like, Kathy, we can't let him get on the bus. And she's like, looking at me like, how the hell are we going to do this? And Sigurd had all these bags. He's the hoarder. He had like 8 different bags with him. Bags inside of bags inside of bags inside of bags. And condiments and just all kind of stuff. All kind of stuff in these bags. Like 8 different bags full of, stuff. And that was it. He didn't want any part of me. He sees the bus. He gets up. I was like, oh my God, Kathy, we gotta like tackle him. She's like, what are you talking about? We gotta tackle your brother. I'm like, we can't let him get on the bus. Once he gets on the bus, that's it. He's gone. And I was like, we gotta get him. And I was like, don't let him get on the bus. And I'm sitting there trying to hold Sigurd, and he's very strong. Well, he was, his adrenaline was rushing, so all he knew was he's not supposed to talk to me or anybody. And so I'm standing, and she's yelling to the bus driver, go, go, go. I mean, I swear to God, it was like insanity. It was like really something out of a movie. And we're like yelling at the bus driver, go, go, go. And he's like, no, I gotta get on the bus. I gotta get on the bus. I gotta go let the dog out. I'm gonna get in trouble. And I'm like, you gonna get in trouble? And that was it. He didn't get on the bus. Isn't that crazy? I didn't let him get on the bus. I mean, I cried. I was screaming. I was just like, oh my God, he didn't get on the bus. We were yelling at the bus driver, and she just kept going and going, like something is going on. She wasn't stopping for shit. She was just going. And he's like, I'm in trouble now. You got me in trouble. I'm gonna get in trouble. You got to take me home. I'm like, but Sigurd, that's not your home, And so, I didn't lie to him. I said, I'll take you home. I said, but let's get something to eat. Oh my God, he was like, you don't understand. Like, my brother was not allowed to eat regular food. All he ate was canned food or leftovers. I found a lot of this out. I didn't find out till he was at my house for. My brother wouldn't talk about anything for about a week. There was no way he thought Franklin, of course, knew where he was at. He wasn't going anywhere. He was staying behind. He was scared to death. He got in my car, and he was just like, freaking out, like literally, he was like, oh my God, there's tints on these windows. He's going to be finding me. He knows where I am at. Like, he doesn't know where you're at. And so literally, I swear to God, I swear it wasn't a lie. I had my cleaning lady at my house, and I was supposed to come back and pay her. And I said, I swear I'm not trying to trick you. I'll get you whatever you want to eat. And I swear you can't even make this up. I'm like, well, Sigurd, what do you want to eat? And he's like, I don't know what I want to eat. I'm like, well, what do you mean you don't know what you want to eat? I said, I've got to go back home and pay my cleaning lady because she's got to leave. And then I said, well, then I'll take you wherever you want to go. And he said, okay. And I was like, Sigurd, do you want, like, McDonald's? You want Burger King? You want Wendy's? You can't make this up. He said, I haven't had food like that in years. And I'm like, what? Like, we take it for granted. We could go down the street and have Wendy's or McDonald's or Burger King or whatever. Any Kentucky Fried Chicken. I'm like, what do you mean? He said, no. I haven't had stuff like that in years. And I'm like, what? A hamburger? God, when I tell you I got him Wendy's, I was like, order whatever you want. And when I tell you I had to take him to my apartment, and he sat down at the dining room table, and he just sat there and he just looked at that food. Like, for him, that was like filet mignon. That was like the most expensive steak. I mean, he sat there and ate that food, and he ate bite by bite, and it was like he had not literally had a hamburger in forever, a long time. A hamburger that we just take for granted. And, yeah, it's some pretty crazy shit, huh? I had FaceTime on that phone, and the first person that I FaceTimed was my sister in Pennsylvania. She lived in northeast Pennsylvania. And Sugar kept saying, you got to take me home. I'm going to get in trouble. You got to take me home. I'm going to get in trouble. And all I was thinking was like, Sugar, like, what do you have there? He goes, no, but you don't understand. I was supposed to take the dog out. The dog's going to take a mess. I'm going to be in trouble. That's all he kept saying. Well, what's going to happen? I have stuff there. To be honest, he had ripped up, worn clothes. He didn't really have anything of value because he got disability, but every time he got his disability money, Franklin would take him right to the bank and take the money. But my brother was never able to eat regular food. When I say regular food, I mean like fast food. He wasn't allowed to eat fast food. When that guy Franklin and his daughter lived there, when they would go out to eat and they would bring home leftovers, that's what Sugar ate. Their leftovers. I found this all out, and Sugar didn't talk about this for days. He was not discussing anything. Nothing. So, I'll tell you, I was pretty scared. I had FaceTime on my phone, and he was sitting there eating, and I FaceTimed my sister. I was like, Laura, look at this. Look at who's sitting at my table. And she's like, I swear to God, you can't make this up. She goes, who is that? I was like, this is Sigurd. This is our brother. And she's like, what? Didn't even recognize him. That's how bad he looked. We didn't. My sister didn't even recognize him. And she's like, what the hell? What are you gonna do with him? I was like, I'm gonna keep him. I said, he's not going back. He kind of freaked out. And he's like, but I'm going to get in trouble. You're going to have to take me back. I have to call Franklin and check in. And I'm like, you're not checking in. And I finally Brent came home, and he told Sigurd, he sat down and talked to Sigurd for the first time he had ever met him, and he's like, well, Sigurd, you don't have to go back there. And it was like, all of a sudden he was like, I don't have to go back there. And I was like, no, well, what do you have to go back there? Oh, yeah, well, I have my clothes. I'm like, well, they like the clothes that you have. The shoes were tied with, not tied, they were wrapped with duct tape. Yeah, these sneakers that he had, they had duct tape, like the whole thing wrapped in duct tape. I mean, the clothes that he had were like they were so despicable, it wasn't even funny. And I was like, Sigurd, you're not going to go back there anymore. And he's like, but I'm going to get in trouble. Who are you going to get in trouble? Who are you going to get in trouble from? Franklin? Yeah, Franklin's going to do some bad stuff. I'm like, what is he going to do? So I called the police to let the police know, look, my brother's an adult, but he's, been brainwashed, and people said, no, that's not possible, but yeah, if someone's using fear, they can overtake you very easy. And I just want to let them know, hey, I didn't kidnap him, he's here at my house. And the police came the next day, and they interviewed my brother, and they kind of scared him. And they're like, is this your sister? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, they're like, what, do you want to stay with her? And he's like, he didn't even know what to say. He did not know what to say. He was just like, I can stay here. I'm not going to get in trouble. I said, Franklin doesn't know where I live. He was afraid to go out, but I let him go take a shower. And yeah, I'm going to call the hospital tomorrow. Yeah, but this is the whole thing. I told the psychiatrist and all this stuff, and Franklin never got in trouble. You know that? Never. He never got in trouble for all this. And, but that guy, Franklin, has cameras on my mom's house now, right now, as we speak. So I don't think Susan goes out a whole lot. But I'll tell you, it was crazy. I had him go take a shower, and he was like, oh, well, what am I going to do with these clothes? And I gave him a pair of Brent shorts, because Brent wore a medium, and gave him a t-shirt and stuff, and a pair of slides, and I said, well, we got to go to Walmart and get some clothes. So, I took him to the Walmart, and I got Brent's credit card, and no, you can't. Nobody can go to the hospital and visit anybody. Not in Florida. So I took him to Walmart, and I was like, Sigurd, do you have shoes? And he goes, yeah, this is what I have. These are the only pair of shoes that I have. I couldn't believe it. That was it. What he had on, those were not even shoes. They were duct tape. So, I literally had to buy him everything. You name it. I, bought a couple of each thing, and bought him all his own toiletries and all that good stuff. And, yeah, he's got cameras. I could show you all the cameras. I went by there when Justin came to California, when he came to Florida to get the dog. Justin saw the cameras, and he's got him in the bedroom windows, and he's got him in the living room windows, looking right at my mom's house. It's crazy still. And I know Sigurd doesn't go outside. He refuses to go outside. He won't go out the front door. Is that bastard. But I'll tell you what. I know that day changed his life because uh, he had been in fear, and you know, he had this fear instilled in him that you're not allowed to talk to anybody, especially your family. And these would be the consequences. How are you going to take the cameras down? He owns the house. That's a whole nother story. While his mom was on not life support, his mom was on a ventilator and all that stuff. He had a notary come in and change all the. He had the. No, they're inside the house. He had a notary come in and have his mom notarize a letter, and he took my girlfriend off of everything: the house, the car, the life insurance, everything. And he was sole beneficiary of everything. That's what a psychopath is. And guess what? He got away with it all. And he moved his mom from facility to facility to facility to facility. And well, my girlfriend could never track him down. And eventually, we found out where the mom was, my girlfriend's mom, and she sent me there. Oh my God, the place was more of a shithole than you could even imagine. It was bad, really bad. And the mom, she was on a ventilator, but she recognized me. I've known her since, I was 4 years old. And, yeah, Sigurd, Sigurd lives at my mom's, but the guy Franklin, his mom's house is not across the street, but the house next door. Yeah, he's got cameras facing at my mom's house. And I know that's a big intimidation to my brother. I don't think he would ever go outside the house unless he really had to. I don't know, but I know that guy still has psychological hold on him. I know Sigurd's probably still afraid of him. But, I don't know, you wonder how someone has that kind of power over someone, and he does. He did to Sigurd. I'm sure Sigurd's probably still in fear of him. But, I'll tell you, he's a bad guy. I don't know. I know he's a psychopath. He's definitely he's such an evil person. He did that to my brother for so many years. He got away with it. This is how these people do it. These criminal people, they get away with it. And they got away with it. He was never held accountable. The police talked to him and stuff, and guess what? He said, hey, Sigurd, he wanted to live with me. So I let him live with me. That's the way he was, So, but you know what? The good thing is that he's not having to donate and sell his blood. Not donate. He's not having to sell his blood, and Franklin gets the money. Franklin doesn't get his money anymore. But Franklin has another victim, guy that used to live down the street that I know from school, excuse me, and he's on disability, and guess what? He's got him living in that house. His deceased mom's house that he owns. He's got this guy living in there. He's doing the same thing to him, I'm sure. Crazy. You hear about this shit, you think it's just on TV. But it really happened to my brother. Well, my brother is such a smart guy. He really is. He's so super smart. super, super smart. And when Justin and Josh were growing up, I went back to work, and my mom and dad would raise the kids, when I went back to work because my parents were retired. And Sigurd used to always play with Justin. He used to always take him in the backyard and play ball with him and everything. And always, always was very gentle, and he would always, watch out for Justin and watch him and stuff. So you know, he was good for Justin when he was growing up. He was always watching him. Oh well. Anyway, I'm done with sleep. Oh Lordy, I'll tell you. Well, anyway, enough campaigning. Tomorrow I got a bundle campaign stuff and stuff for Trump too. So, oh well, it's been real. It's like, wow. Yeah, I mean, Justin was the first grandchild, and my brother was home a lot, so he would always, you know, take Justin for walks around the block, or he would, always play ball with him in the backyard and that kind of stuff. And, yeah, my brother always got along with Justin. Always. Yeah, it's always a busy day. Tomorrow I got all these bundles. I got about probably 2,000 Trump and 3 other candidates, so I'm going to be helping these door hangers, and then I have to put them together with a rubber band, and I've got to have them all ready because these candidates will be walking to these candidates, and we've got to hang them on, not Republican doors, we've got to hang them on Independent and Democrat doors. Almost 3. It's 4 o'clock here. Almost 4. 5 minutes to 4. I'm usually up now anyway. I have insomnia, so hey, I can sleep. Look at Kiki. Oh my God, Kiki. Anyway, well, it's been real. It's my first time. I feel like no longer a newbie. Ha ha ha. Anyway, my kids are both sleeping. Oh Lord, I gotta go take my meds that I was supposed to take at midnight. Whatever. Oh Lord. Excuse me. My pills. Well, it's been real. I made it through my first live streaming. Can't believe it. Well, have a great morning. And I guess if you're in Europe, it's already tomorrow. Yep, it's been real. Thank you so much. Hey, listen, I see Justin and Josh have done this for years, and figured, oh well, let me try it from older boomer perspective. Haha. Good night. It's been real. And, it's so funny. I can't believe I actually figured it out. I'm sure my kids are like, damn, Mom, I can't believe you figured it out. Holy crap. I mean, it sounds like an easy thing, but if you've never done it before and you just don't know how to navigate, it's like you're kind of lost. But it would be like your parents trying to navigate. You'd be like, yeah, right. You guys, you're used to it. Alrighty. We'll talk to you later. I have to say a prayer for my brother and hope he's okay, and I'm going to call the doctor to check up on him and see if I can help him, and, I don't think they're going to let me visit him if he's still in the hospital. I doubt it. But, I don't know what happened to him. Anyway, good night, and go Trump. And God, please keep our president safe every day, because there's a lot of evil people out there, you know. Alrighty, we'll talk to you later. Have a good one.